So we've got a 2006 Chevrolet Silverado 2500, 6.6 Duramax in it. A couple of smaller issues and a check engine light, which may or may not be a big deal. Just running through the modules here to check and check for codes. We're just about done. No codes in the body control module. That's amazing. Okay, we're just about done here. We got 4 more modules to go. Huh, ABS? We don't have any communication or something? I don't know. It says it ain't I didn't believe it. Okay, let's see what we got going on here in the powertrain. What? Hit the wrong button there. All right. Oh, P003A. Okay, so turbocharger boost control position not learned. Okay, so what that could be, it could be circuit open or shorted. Could either be solenoid or harness. Could actually be the driver in the PCM that actuates the turbo actuator. It could be the position sensor is quagged out, or it could be a stuck unison ring. So let's enter into this. We'll do a little test here, preliminary. Let's see. We'll go to data first. We'll look at that first, kind of going backwards here, but turbocharger data. Let's see that. Okay, we should have a desired here somewhere. Position learn the cycle. We know it hasn't because it has the code. Nah, we don't give a shit about that. All right, so somewhere there should be vane position. Nope, we don't care. There's the sensor right there. Well, we'll look at these two. Let's see what's going on here. So it's at 0 amps. We're not getting anything there. Duty cycle is 0. Vane position sensor is 52%, almost 53%. Let's fire this up and see if that moves. Ah, freaking batteries. Doesn't appear to be moving. So now we'll go back to actuation tests, engine output, turbocharger vane position sensor. Let's add some data, engine data, turbocharger data. Let's see, vane position sensor. I know that there is a desired. Where in the hell is it at? Oh, right, it's up here at the top. Of course, that makes sense. Okay, we'll see if actual and desired. Okay, it's calling for 80%, which makes sense. That would be full closed on the turbo. You know, the engine's cold, I just fired it up. The sensor says we're at 52%. Desired is 80%. So this is, so what we need to do now is we need to check and make sure we have power on our circuit going to the, well, I guess what we'll do first which is easier, is we'll go ahead and we'll check our vane position sensor. We'll pop it out of there, operate it by hand, look at the scan data, and see if it moves nice and smoothly as we push the little plunger in on it. And if it does, then we're gonna check that circuit, make sure we have power to it. And then we can put a cheat light on there, have some Noid lights. We can plug one in there, and we can toggle the actuate the solenoid, and we'll make sure that that's working properly. And then, you know, from that point, we'll ohm out the actuator solenoid and make sure that it checks out. We'll also probably pop it out of there and bench test it just for the hell of it. But it doesn't have it didn't set like a P003A, you know, a boost performance code. So I gotta believe that the turbo is actually working, because there's no performance complaint, and I went and drove it and it runs fine. There's, you know, it seems to boost up just fine. So it's running off of its last learning event. So I think we probably have something electrical. One of the components is not working properly. So we'll shut this thing off and we'll go out there and take a look at it real quick. So we've got a completely, totally unmolested LBZ here. Hasn't been hacked up. Nice. Wiring harness, everything looks to be in pretty stock shape. Hasn't been on and off there a million times. Everything's hooked up on it. Oh yeah, that's probably not good there. Yeah, we probably, well, I guess it was on there. Yeah, we probably need to fix that when we're all done. But anyway, the position sensor on these is mounted right there. So we're gonna pop that out. We're gonna check that first. The actuation solenoid is mounted over here under this leaf. Yeah, it's right there. There's the connector on it. So we'll pop that out, make sure we have power, plug a Noid light in, actuate it, make sure that our Noid light is working, which is not a 100% valid test, but at least it'll tell us that our driver is working in the ECM down there, which it probably is. So let me strip some of this intake and get this off of there, and then we'll come back and do some tests. So we've got our Noid light on the turbo actuator circuit, and yep, she's working. That's working just fine. So next thing we need to do, I pulled out the turbo position sensor, vane position sensor. Actually, we need to look at data here. Data stream, engine data, turbocharger data. So desired. Okay, so well, desired, well, I have it out of there, but let's see what happens here. So yeah, it seems to be working. And it's actually driving our turbo actuator here, if you see that, when I push it in. And so anyway, so this circuit seems to be intact. That circuit seems to be intact. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get some terminals and get in there, and we'll ohm out the actuator solenoid. We could probably even activate it and see if it is actually moving the, no, it won't do that. It needs oil pressure. Never mind, stupidity. Anyway, we'll ohm it out and see what shakes out here with that thing. But more than likely, what's going on here is the unison ring is going to be stuck in the turbo, and General Motors says to replace the turbo. we'll just have to pull it off there and see. I mean, I'm sure it can be fixed without replacing it. But anyway, these are real fun to get the turbo off of, a lot of shit in the way. So let me grab some terminals I'll grab some terminals with some leads on them, and we'll plug it into that actuator and we'll do some tests on it. So we're checking that actuator solenoid, 3 to 7 ohms. We're at 363 right now, so just almost 4 ohms. I would say that's fine. So let's check each terminal to the ground, or to the body of the solenoid. I'm sure it's going to be fine, but we'll check it anyway. Hang on a second. So as you can see, we're infinite, and it's infinite on both sides, so we don't have a short in the winding to the case, or to the housing of the solenoid. So we checked our circuits. Our position sensor is working properly. We're getting our signal to our solenoid, the actuator. So the only other thing it could be is a stuck unison ring. So the turbo isn't working, and it appears to be parked right in the middle because the sensor is at like 56%, which is pretty normal. Same thing, detects a fault. It's gonna park itself right in the middle if it can, and leave it there. So it's amazing that it runs as good as it does, but I'm not pulling a trailer or anything, so I think they're just commuting in this thing right now. So anyway, we're gonna be pulling a turbo off of there and tearing it apart. Be right back. So we pulled our turbo off, inspected it. The thing looked like brand new, other than the ring was just absolutely stuck. Cleaned that up, put the turbo back on. Real fun job on a Duramax, especially on the later ones, you know, the LLY on up. It's quite a bit you got to take apart. But anyway, let's we went for a test drive. Runs great. Let me go ahead and check and see if it learned the turbo position during that. Well, I keyed it off, so it's once per key cycle. I'm not exactly sure when it does the learning, but it does. So let's get this thing binned in here. It had a couple of other problems too. The seat heater was on all by itself, which actually it wasn't. The LEDs bars weren't lit up, so no one knew it wasn't shut off. But anyway, that turned out to be a connection, not the driver's door module, thankfully, because got to go through GM and program that thing, and that's just a nightmare. So let's go to powertrain, enter. No check engine light. We want to look at the data stream, engine data, turbocharger data. Let's just select it all because I don't feel like going through and picking it out. So engine speed, TC vane solenoid, yes. So it has run. So, and as opposed to before, it had a P003A. It wasn't, I'm surprised it didn't have a boost code and they weren't complaining, because, well, I guess once you run the RPMs up, get the oil pressure up on it, because it will, even with a warm engine, it'll go up quite a bit on these, you know, 60, above 60 PSI. So you got more hydraulic pressure on there, so it probably was moving it, just not at an idle, because, you know, low oil pressure at an idle. Not dangerously low, but they make more oil pressure at higher RPM. So let's look at, we already looked at that. So anyway, I drove it, runs great, no leaks. Replaced the coolant lines on the turbo, which is always fun. Well, it's a fun job to pull the turbos off of these. Clean the EGR valve, clean the intake, clean the EGR cooler out, and everything looks good on it. So 169,000 miles, so it's doing good. Anyway, see you next time.